Have you ever wondered why you might have lost a fight that you seemed like you should have won? Or why you feel so lost inside of what seems like a very straightforward fight? Well, today I'm breaking down a viewer's clips and helping him understand why he's going through these exact same things. Because believe it or not, it's not just you. Most people have the exact same issue, and to fix it, it is a lot less complicated than you might think. Early game, round closing, we have a fight up in front of us. We are working our way forward. What do we do? Right now, there's no pressure on you. So you're closing the gap. Awesome. Cross all the way up. Oh, huge one mag. That looked like you had no recoil. Oh, huge. Instantly start getting pressured. You start backing off right away. You don't even try to shoot back. You're just like, nope, take myself out of that fight. Quick reset. Info peek. Oh, good crosshair placement. Swing up, lock him in that fight. Force the fight on him too. Love that. That's a huge improvement from what you used to do. So far, it looked like you played this really well. We obviously know that you're not going to get a kill from really far away. It's very rare that someone's going to let you knock them, especially once we're playing high rank. Right now, you're thinking, what can I do to take the pressure off of me while I run up? Well, instead of running straight at them, keep putting things between you and them. You cut off that line of sight. You close all of that space. As you're walking up, you know that they're on the other side of this rock here. You're placing your crosshair on what you're able to see rather than on where you're planning on looking. The only issue with this is that it forces you to walk out really slow as you continuously are discovering what's now in front of you. Like right here, you slow walk out and then you are lucky that that person just stepped out in front of you and then you didn't have to keep peeking. Instead of slow walking out and looking at the corner, instead what you're going to do is you're going to walk up to that corner and you're just going to step out. You should have just placed yourself roughly where this bush is because you can hear where they're playing, and then you just step out or you slide out and then boom, lock that guy into a fight. And then depending on how that fight is going, then you make your play, you push up more, you stay where you are, you push back. So, and again, we're super nitpicking here. It's not that you did anything wrong. It's just that that one thing slowed you down a little tiny bit, and that could have been a moment where other people are able to kind of recover or play off of what's kind of going on here. Crazy mirror stripe. I love how you literally just tracked this guy with your body move. That was nasty. Awesome. You start going, oh shit, this guy's in front of me. I'm mid-reload. I'm not going to take this fight in front of him. Instead of challenging him and just reloading in front of him, you decide to keep your health up and you back off. You keep a lot more HP that way. And then with all that extra HP, you're able to re-engage. You hit your reset. You saw that person right here. So you poke out right here, you lined up your crosshair, and then when you step out, boom, your crosshair's already where it needs to be. So that was also something. The first peek you have is always an info peek, crosshair placement, and then the second time you peek, crosshair's right where it needs to be. Huge damage. You know that this guy's pretty shit on. You try to lock him into that fight. In this situation right here, you shit on him. He also landed a lot of damage on you. Now, maybe you didn't recognize how much damage you took, because I didn't either until I actually looked at your health bar. But in a situation where someone is already in the open, you don't need to swing. If I'm fighting this dummy right here and I break his shield, he's stuck in the open. There's nowhere for him to go. By pushing him, all you're doing is dropping your gun, committing yourself into the open as well, and then trying to finish that challenge. If you had stayed where you were, granted he's a Newcastle, maybe he puts up a shield, you can play off of what he does. But right here, he's stuck in the open. There's nowhere for him to go right now. So if you were to take a step back into cover after putting out all of this damage, well, he wouldn't be able to touch you. You could re-peek him as he's committed into the open. God forbid you get third-partied. Now your teammates don't have you to play off of, like what's happening, and you make any other future situation a little bit tougher. Always place your crosshair on the edge of where that person's going to be. As you're coming out, you actually flicked. People always play tight to cover, especially when they're one-shot. I'm not aiming out here and then making adjustments onto where I'm going, and I'm not flicking my mouse around. I know that he's only going to come off this corner, this corner, this corner. I'm placing my crosshair here. Now that's a little bit different than what we discussed earlier, where I said, here I was saying pre-aim. You're pre-aiming here because you're about to swing this person and you're actively trying to lock him into this fight. He's going to be peeking back at you. He will be on the corner. These players are in the open. They're not playing a specific spot. There's nowhere around this corner where it's like a more optimal spot to play because it's all open. So there's nothing to pre-aim right here off of the corner other than the general area that they're playing. You disengaged this player here because you didn't want to fight him, right? He beat you to the peak. He started shooting you before you shot him, so you disengaged. But then you have the exact same situation right here. Instead of disengaging this fight again to manage your health, you instead chose to re-peek really hard. He's already landing shots on you. He already knows where you're going. He already knows what corner you're going to move into. You don't know exactly where he is. That's why you had to adjust right here. You're not shooting, but he's already shooting. You should have disengaged this peek the way you did against the Newcastle. With all the extra health you had, you could have re-peeked this situation a lot more effectively, a lot more intensely, but it would have given you a little bit more to play off of. Have you ever thought about getting help to see where you're having your own issues? Well, every week I host 2 online classes where you can submit your very own clips and sit down with me while we break down what's going on. In these classes, we cover things like rank rotations, fighting skills and techniques, how to manage your health, and even aiming and movement tips to help you continue to excel at Apex on your own time. So if this sounds like something that you might be interested in, consider checking out my 2 classes, one hosted by me every Thursday night, and the other hosted by me and FPS Lounge, the #1 place for esports guides and coaches, with the link in the description down below.
Push now.
BJ. Why is he standing still? OG Valk? OG. I love how you're taking your time to actually land your shots. Oh yeah, you saw this guy right here. You know where you're looking. Oh, didn't mean to fall ice. All good. You can't see him. You're gonna work your way up. You're gonna force this.
Fucking caustic the result at me.
Huge, huge, huge. I wouldn't really say you could have played this any better.
I might push now.
It looks really good so far. Good movement, good aim. I love how here's something else that I just noticed you did right now. I didn't catch this the first time. You think, yeah, I knocked this guy, there's nothing happening right now. I don't know where anyone else is. I'm just gonna heal. Valkyrie shoots her Volt. Okay, well, I don't need to be full HP in order to shoot my gun. Or if I get a good break, I can play off of that. If nothing happens, I can still play off of it. I can do whatever. You peek. See him? Oh, now he's behind cover. All right, maybe I can see him from the top. I still don't need to be full HP to do something. Let me see if I can do something. Looking, you're looking. You making sure that you stayed engaged in a fight that you personally were losing via your health gave you the opportunity to create opportunities for your teammates. This 50 pump is an opportunity for Remains to just start playing aggro on them. An opportunity for your other teammates to heal. It's an opportunity for people to do what they need to do. And then right here, you literally get a kill simply because you chose not to heal. Now again, if this worked out really well because nothing happened to you, and you had the health to play in a situation where there was no threat to you. If this fight was slightly different and he was looking for you, you would have had to heal. Because you don't want to challenge someone when you're low health, when he's actively trying to kill you. And right here also, I'm pretty sure you fell right there, but you weren't going to waste time climbing up, so you're like, I might as well just walk this in. You did that. Perfect.
I feel like I get like super panicky sometimes in some of my gameplay, and I don't know what's causing it. That's one of the clips where I was panicking. I feel like so weird on this one.
Usually where panic stems from is uncertainty as to what you should be doing or uncertainty as to what is happening around you. The reason why a lot of average players will hop into a match and they feel like their heart is racing, it can definitely be overwhelming, but Apex is a game. You're not out here getting chased by lions. Because they don't know what to do or when to do it or what's happening, it activates that flight or flight response. If you're unsure of what's happening, you need to figure out what's happening. You need to take a step back, you need to reassess the situation, and then you need to start that mental thought process. I find personally, a lot of the times when I start freaking out, or I find that I'm pausing and I'm not actually doing anything, I'm like waiting for happen. It's because I haven't taken the time to think to myself, what is going on? Where are people playing? What is my goal? And because I just don't have a goal in mind as to what I'm trying to do, obviously it's to kill the team, but how am I going to kill the team? Because I don't have that how already established, you just don't really know how to go about the fight. Am I on defense or am I on offense? On defense? Okay, why am I on defense? And how can I stop it? Am I on offense? Why am I on offense? And how can I achieve a successful push? So we know that that player's gonna start looking away. You're hearing audio from somewhere else. You're taking that pressure off for you and your team.
got a lifeline too. I hear it surround me.
Huge. Damn, good aim.
Like that's one of those ones where I felt like I was really lost for some reason. I didn't know what to do most of the time in this game. I don't know why.
Before we finish the clip, here's what I've already seen. You have a goal in mind in a lot of these moments already, but there's something that is keeping you from achieving your goal. Teammate just called out crack 36. You know that this guy's not going to look. You know that cracks are a good reason to push. And you know that this team is about to become passive, which means that you won't be able to fight them. So I know I'm going to start walking up here with my teammates. But then you see this. So my goal is to push what's on the left, but the right side is punishing me for doing that. So let's take care of this right side so I can start looking at the left. It could be in this situation, you drill and you get him to look away for the next 10 seconds. And for those next 10 seconds, you play very, very structured on the fight you were originally taking. In this case here, you push him away, you know he has to look away, and now you're going to get in front of him and you did. Awesome. On him too. I know that there's players around. Let's make sure I can understand what's going on so that I can play. Let's say if you take that second to look around to figure out how you're going to play. Now, obviously, I can see right here you have no ammo, so maybe this is why you're feeling like you don't know what to do because you just don't have any ammo for it. Let's pretend that you have the ammo right now. What I've seen is you understand there's shit happening here in front of you. This entire time you've kept floors, walls, bushes, rocks, stairs in front of you the whole time. You never once looked at what was going on. I'm going to backtrack on everything I just said. You don't have any ammo, so that's probably why you're not willing to look at what's going on. Going back to what we talked about maybe a minute ago, what's keeping me from achieving my goal? A lack of ammunition in order to take a fight. All right, let's solve that last issue. Where can I get ammo? Light arsenal behind you. There's death boxes. Swap a weapon out. Ask your teammates, hey, drop me some ammo. I'm kind of poor. I got poverty loot right now. A stack goes a long way. I've seen you one meg like 20 times already today. Your aim is getting so much better. So play off of that. But because you weren't trying to solve what was keeping you from achieving your goal, you stay in this limbo of, I don't know what to do. I'm uncomfortable. I don't want to fight, but I want to fight, but I can't, but I need to. And then nothing transpires from that.
Behind me. 60.
Good aim, lock him
Oh
in.
my gosh, he's so low.
Huge.
Thank you so much.
Good hip fire. That was nasty, actually. I think you have aim assist. Looks good. Yeah, that's toxic. Your buddy's just picking him right in the face. You never swap your guns for something else. You have something, you have double R9 right now, and you've walked past wingmans, shotguns, other ammos, other guns, and you're not swapping out your guns for them. And you keep yourself in this situation of you're uncomfortable. I, as a player, will always take a worse weapon with 0 attachments that has tons of ammo over a weapon that is my favorite, completely stacked, but has no ammo. I can't really shoot a gun if it doesn't have anything to shoot. I can shoot a really awful gun an infinite amount of times as long as I have the ammo to back it up. You gotta drop that mindset of, I don't like this gun. I really like the one I have in my hand, so I'm just gonna keep this instead.
That makes sense.
Oh, bro, dude, I've dropped the gold R9 off drop to grab a naked Mozambique just so I could go take a fight sometimes. I hate that. It makes no sense how that happens, dude. I swear that happens every time. Every time I play Mad Maggie, it always bounces off the door and hits me instead. There's your ping. That's where you're looking. Hey, enemies on the roof. Okay, here's my corner. Does my corner look at what I'm looking at? Oh, it does. Perfect. Look at this. I don't need to move out. But what do? You step all the way out here. Right?
Yeah, I didn't even realize that.
Making a small mistake is not the end of the world. You're going to probably win this anyways. But as we start fighting better and better players, it's about removing options that people have and give yourself more. Priam, he looks away. You start walking off that. Perfect. Here, you're looking. What's going on? There he is. Okay. Refire him. I drill him. He has to look away. You're looking at where he's stepping into. Okay, he's moving away. I gotta start walking up.
On top of
Probably not walking up. You got knocked. That makes sense. Priam, huge. As someone is hopping on the zip line, I'm not tracking him here and then trying to follow him all the way up here. This is a very similar thing to a lot of the drills that we would see in aim labs. I come hopping into fly shot here. My targets are moving in a straight line. It's very easy, yes, to just put your crosshair on where your target is. The issue with this though is that if you're behind your target, then you're wasting this time trying to get to them. Instead, flick your crosshair in front of where it's gonna have to travel to. That way you're already there. Look at how much work I'm doing right now. As I attack these targets here. He's going to hop on. I'm not going to track up. I'm going to place my crosshair where he's going to go, and then from here I can start following him. Since you're on PC and you switch to M&K, a really easy one you can do is if you're on aim labs, hop into the aim labs benchmarks. Something like fly shot is really good, or and to switch. Literally the exact same, except now you're actually having to track for a small bit. As you're getting to these targets, flicking in front of them, and then once you're in front, now you start actually tracking your opponent. You're tracking from behind, you come in from behind your target, you're wasting so much time.
I'll throw my extra shit. There's gotta be a quick move, but yeah, right click. Okay.
You're taking your time to line up your shot. Like, just flick and just shoot. Right here.
Right click. Okay.
You know he's right here. You know he's playing this one spot. If you just flick and you start shooting, then you can start making those adjustments. I'm playing over here and I know he's right here. I'm just going to swing. I'm going to start shooting and then I can make that adjustment. He's playing up top. I'm going to step out. I'm going to just make that adjustment as I see that I need. Trust in the aim training that you've been doing. You're doing all this aim training where you're flicking and shooting, flicking and shooting, flicking and shooting, and then you hop into Apex and then you flick and then you don't shoot. Start going in thinking to yourself, what's my goal and how am I going to achieve that? What's holding me back? How can I solve that? 4 things you got to think about right now. Go into your games and just think about these 4 things. What is my goal? Am I on offense? Am I on defense? Or am I on neutral? How am I going to achieve this? What is my solution? And then just work through that thought process. The better you get at that thought process and the more that you try to execute it, meaning the more reps you get in, what's going to start happening is you build this mental library of things that you've done before. No different than if you practice wall jumping all day long and then you go hop into games and then you practice wall jumping in a whole bunch of different fights, you start building this library of what walls you can jump off of, where do the wall jumps put you. Like we've discussed in the past, the way that your brain works in memories. A memory is your brain recalling something that's happened in the past. It's a lot easier to recall stuff that has worked and hasn't worked over trying to come up with something on the spot that you've never done before. Because how can you think of something that you can't imagine? And then that way, recalling those memories is no different than you shooting the R301 recoil pattern. You've done it so many times that you don't have to think about it. You just do it. That's your goal going into this next week.